Let me pull up the match card because I did watch. I just forget some of the matches. Um, this was one of the shorter matches. Um, I didn't watch the pre-show, so we'll just skip over that. But we kick off with Becky and Sasha Banks. Good match. But the finish bothered me. I think Sasha needed this win. And who's going to take the belt off of Becky? I don't know if Rousey's coming back or not, but this finish bothered me more than the last match, which we'll get into, because I think Sasha needed this win. It could have prolonged the feud, because now there's no reason to prolong it because Becky beat her. But it was a solid match, though. I just didn't like the finish. Reigns and Rowan and Harper. I liked it. I think it would have been better, though, if it was a tag match. Because no reason to do a tornado unless there's no DQ, no holds barred. So, but we saw the finish come with Reigns hitting the Superman punch on, I think it was Harper, followed by the high knee, which bounced Harper off the ropes. It was Harper into the spear. Thought it was good. Solid. Randy Orton and Ali. First of all, let's get into something, because I think they only had about 4 matches announced. This match was made on the pre-show, which I wondered, why the fuck are they booking a pay-per-view with no matches? But you know, I liked it. I saw I called the RKO from the beginning, although I thought Randy would lose because Tim getting in trouble with social media over, I guess he was streaming, playing Call of Duty or something, and I saw the video, and he said nigga with an A. Probably not the smartest thing to say, but you know, he's in his home. Had an A at the end. It didn't have the derogatory meaning behind it as Rollins, but Orton is a white guy. And then he has AEW comments. He's clearly drunk. Clearly. Kairi Sane and Alyssa Bliss. We saw Asuka and Zayn win with the Poison Mist by Asuka, which was pretty cool. I hope they do something with the tag titles. I'd like to see Asuka and Kairi Sane go back to NXT and Amber Moon if they're just gonna keep them on mid card or low mid card. Viking Raiders and we saw the OC come out, followed by the Viking Raiders and their mystery opponent. I thought it was going to be Cedric Alexander. I don't know if something happened on the pre-show or whatever, but it ended up being Strowman, and I'm like, well, it makes sense. They're going to want Strowman on the show. I thought when the Raiders came out with Strowman, they were winning all the way, which would definitely hurt the OC even more than hurt Bray. Or the Fiend, which we'll get into. I just figured the Raiders and Braun would win, although the established team should win. But I think the Raiders needed it, though, so I think the Viking Raiders really needed it. Finish saw, well, run in, or not a run in, but the referee called for the bell because he couldn't restore order. Then we seen, AJ and Strowman going at it for a while, which AJ goes for the phenomenal forearm and gets knocked out by a knockout punch because Strowman, got into it with heavyweight boxing champion. Baron Corbin and Chad Gable. I enjoyed this match. I've been enjoying Corbin because he's proving he's actually getting over. He managed to make people care about Chad Gable, which nobody cared about. Which they want. It's not that they care about Gable so much. They want to see Corbin get his ass beat. So I'll give Corbin credit for being able to pull that off in WWE in 2019. Bayley and Charlotte. Charlotte won after the figure eight. Bayley sat up the ramp afterwards, almost crying. And I'll say I really didn't care about this match. I really don't care about Charlotte right now. And I think Charlotte's the most well-rounded performer on the women's division. She's given every woman that she was supposed to the match of their careers, and that would be Sasha and Becky. I would have liked to see them do that with Bayley, but they didn't. I'm not going to complain, though, because I'm not a super Bayley mark as well. I mean, I think the heel turn did add something to her gimmick or her character that was needed. And finally, Bray Wyatt versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins. So the title's on the line. They fight in the red lights in the ring. Right away, Wyatt is in charge in the opening moments. Rollins rolls to the outside and regroups. Rollins grabs he can't get in, so he grabs a kendo stick. Rollins brings it in the ring, starts nailing Bray. Bray no sells. Then the Fiend dumps Rollins outside, beats him down at ringside. It's still, they have the red lights on. Then I remember this match in detail. Wyatt throws Rollins into the ring steps, then yells at the cameraman. Rollins finally starts to fighting back. He picks up the ring steps, nails him. Then Rollins puts a table in the ring. Then he hits a suicide dive on Wyatt at ringside into the cell wall. Rollins hits another dive, then whips Wyatt into the steps. Rollins looks to go for another, but Bray catches him and gives him the Sister Abigail into the cell wall. The Fiend brings Rollins into the ring, takes him over the table. Rollins fights back with boots, and boots Wyatt in it twice. Wyatt, I'm talking low because somebody's asleep. I don't want to wake him up. And he start fucking complaining while I'm going over this. Okay, so I think we're on the table spot. So then Wyatt falls on the table after the boots and the punches. Rollins then goes to the top rope, hits a frog splash to the table. Rollins hits a super kick, then a storm taunt. But Wyatt gets right back up to his feet. Rollins looks for another shot, but catches him with Sister Abigail, and Wyatt pins him, only to get a 2. I'm going to tell you, that bothered me more in that match than anything, that Wyatt went for the pin. I think that broke the kayfabe, that him being a monster trying to murder someone. He should never, ever, ever pin an opponent, ever. That's why you give him the mandible claw. Now they can pin him to the shoulders with the mandible claw. That's fine. But getting back into the match after the mandible claw, or Sister Abigail, Wyatt pummels Rollins, and then he twists his neck around like he tried to break it. Then they also point that out, that it looks like Rollins is convulsed on the mat. They go to the outside. Wyatt pulls a giant wooden mallet out of the ring. Wyatt nails Rollins in the midsection with the mallet. Rollins fights back with a super kick. Then he curb stomps Wyatt on the mallet. Back into the ring, Rollins hits 2 flying knees off the top rope, but Bray barely sells them. Wyatt hits 2 super kicks, and Wyatt goes straight down to a knee. I'm pausing because I'm trying to think visually. Then he goes for the curb stomp, then another and another, and Fiend is still moving. So Rollins runs over and hits a pedigree. Rollins hits another curb stomp. That's the 4th or 5th, but Fiend kicks out at 1. Big important part of that match was right there. Rollins hits a super kick and another curb stomp. That's 6. Then another 2, 7, 8. Rollins hits more and more curb stomps. So he hits, 10? Then he grabs a chair from under the ring. Rollins smashes the chair over Wyatt's head. You could see Wyatt not even have his head in the chair. Smart. He was over to the side. But I think he gets a 1 count. That's important. Rollins then grabs a toolbox from under the ring. We completely missed the ladder part. I think he grabs the toolbox first, because he lays the ladder and chair over Wyatt's head, then starts beating on him with the toolbox. Rollins then lays the toolbox on the ladder, then rolls back out of the ring, grabs the sledgehammer and brings it in. The ref begs Rollins not to do it, but Rollins smashes the sledgehammer. And with all the objects on Wyatt's face. Ref calls for the bell. It wasn't a DQ, because there are no DQs in Hell in a Cell. What it was a no contest. And I'm going to tell you, I read my comment. Then they go on and on. All the referees come out, they get the Gerties. It's almost a horror-like vibe that Rollins survived the horror movie. And I think WWE knew the outcome, which were boos. I think WWE knew. I'm going to read my comments. Let's not all overlook what WWE accomplished. Bray wasn't beaten. It was a Hollywood feel to it, almost like a horror movie. And it wasn't a DQ. It was stopped because it looked like Rollins murdered him. Almost seemed like an Attitude Era feel to it. Seth gave Bray 10 curb stomps, and Seth tried to murder. And Seth tried to murder the Fiend. However, it ended with The Fiend walking away. In a way, they added a layer to the Fiend character, because how the hell do you stop him? It was tough for WWE to book that, because they knew the fans would boo. But let's see where this ends, because it didn't make the Fiend weak at all. Then I continue. The thing that bothered me the most of everything was Fiend trying to pin Rollins after Sister Abigail, because I think kayfabe, the Fiend is a monster or demon. The Fiend should not ever pin someone, as it doesn't fit his character. Let's see where this angle goes. But putting the title on the Fiend would have been worse, in my opinion, until he's beatable. But WWE made the Fiend about 10 times tougher than Brock or Taker ever was. So, in a way, disappointed, but in a way I liked it. Boy, if they Hell in the Cell, man, which is supposed to be no DQ, but kayfabe, Seth Rollins isn't fighting a man, he's fighting a demon, a monster, and he attempted to murder him, so the referee stopped it. Wasn't a DQ, it was stop, no contest, technical knockout. And here's the thing, it's no holds barred, but do you let a guy murder someone? I mean, I would give this pay-per-view a C. I was more bothered by Becky winning than The Fiend. To me, they booked it fine. They got out of it. They accomplished adding a layer to the Fiend character. They added something to Seth, because the next time they face, which should be next pay-per-view, how in the hell can you stop that? The problem starts is when they put the belt on the Fiend. I think next match, Fiend should do the mandible claw, putting Rollins out, but not releasing the hold. Therefore, them reversing the decision, or it ending in a no contest. It's all I could think. The Fiend should not be interested in winning a title. Titles are for men. He's something more. But I'm interested. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan, I'll tell you. But they even added a layer to him, that he'll do anything to keep the title. It almost looked like Bray got sympathy. And I don't know if you want that character to get sympathy just yet, but I think it was the right way to go. If this ends, if the final act is right, it's fine. Oh, by the way, the Fiend did walk away. They ended it with this grotesque mandible claw with Seth coughing blood. So it was almost like the final chick from a horror movie. You know, they tease that she gets away, and then the boogeyman pops out and ends. So I don't look at it as a wrestling match. I looked at it as an angle or movie almost. So I give it a C. I don't think the matches were bad. It was shorter than the last few pay-per-views, but That's my review. Now, what match do I want to do? Got to do something here. Like I said, they added to the layer of the character. So take this man's toughness all the way up, because he couldn't get a fucking 2 count off of 10 curb stomps. Got a 2 count after smashing a ladder over his head. Well, he did get a 2. They'll definitely get people talking, though. So see, I like going for multiple Superman punches, but since we moved the big boot out, want to keep that. Work the submissions. Oh. Okay, so we took care of that. Oh, shit. I'm hurt.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention, and it's important to remember amidst the chaos of a triple threat match, that victory can be achieved in many different ways, and that it's every man for himself.
Well, we're looking at 3 of WWE's best going at it head to head to head in what promises to be an amazing match. Absolutely spiked. DDT. Springboard. Oh, what impact.
Back in the ring now.
Vertical suplex. Nice. Fireman's carry. This doesn't look good, Corey. Couldn't agree more, Cole. This has got trouble written all over it. Oh, what an up. This might be it. Oh, my.
Boy,
Now it's Roman Reigns on his heels. He looks incredibly motivated, though. Don't expect him to be down for long.
The dangers of this triple threat match appear to have escalated quickly on him. And this has all the makings of getting out of hand fast. He better be careful.
I know it's early, but he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand.
Nailed it. Oh, and it's a reversal.
Roman Reigns just too fast for him.
He's got him on his heels and shows no signs of letting up. Scoop slam.
Oh, boy, he is rolling. What should Roman Reigns try to do differently at this stage to stay in this thing? We're all going to find out what he's made of here in this triple threat match.
This triple threat match really seems to be getting the best of him here, guys. I don't like his chances.
This match certainly isn't trending in the right direction for him here. He's going to need a change in momentum and fast.
Things have gotten much worse for Roman Reigns. He could be out of this match. The triple threat match is definitely beginning to test his mettle.
I'm not sure he has much left. There's no way to sugarcoat this one. He's getting absolutely destroyed right now.
Uh-oh. We know what Reigns is looking to do here. Boom! Oh, wait a minute. There goes the ref. Man down.
Whack. Michael, that gives new meaning to have a seat. Whack. Michael, that gives new meaning to have a seat. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
And now, Superman punch! Good night!
There is no toppling the Roman Empire tonight.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Break of the eye. Oh, that's not right. Somebody do something about that.
What an assault on Roman Reigns.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is going to be nasty. This is going to be bad. Watch the impact.
Roman Reigns just too fast for him.
This could be it.
Oh, beautiful technique.
What a stomp.
Good grief.
Gets taken out.
What's he made of, paper mache?
Knocked off his feet.
Now that's a takedown.
Oh, nasty impact.
Just a step quicker, it looks like. Face buster.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Break of the eye. Oh, low blow.
This one is over.
Clearly not afraid to fight dirty.
Of course, they have the RKO.
Roman Reigns just too fast for him.
Reverses that one.
Dominating shoulder tackle. It's always important to get off to a strong start in a match. It's even more...
Wow, what a... He's got the shoulders down. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. The tension, the drama. This is electric.
Byron, you spoke about this before. A competitor must do everything they can do to start things off on the right foot in a triple threat match. One way to do that is to target one of your opponents and go after them as soon as the bell rings. You're battling two opponents at the same time, so it's hunt or be hunted.
And that's what I like, Michael. It's survival of the fittest in that ring. In a triple threat, a superstar can't waste time feeling opponents out, getting warmed up, or easing their way into the match. You have to go at it as soon as the match begins.
Harsh impact. Boom, what impact. When this guy's on, look out. Gets out of the way of that one.
There can be so many combustible elements in a triple threat match. A superstar must keep in mind the no count-out stipulation can mean that the match is going to be fought in every possible location. All that matters is when it's time to go for a pinfall or submission, the participants have to be in the ring.
Oh, nasty impact.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
And now one more time. Vicious strike.
This one's over, guys.
We've witnessed on a number of the kicks. Going to the cover. And he got a near fall out of it.
Can you believe what he's withstood here tonight?
Back between the ropes.
Harsh impact.
You can see the wear and tear that this fight has taken out of these men.
Roman Reigns just too fast for him.
Nailed it.
That should do it.
This has been a war. A minor miracle might be needed to overcome this beating.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
What a stop.
Good grief.
You gotta believe this one's over.
Perhaps thinking about what to do next here.
Well, better not think too long, though.
Continuing to carry the opposition.
And you have to wonder what the next move will be here.
Jumping, leaping attack.
He's making a statement here with this attack.
Devastating kick.
Here's where one of these three superstars needs to make a statement and win this thing.
I've seen countless triple threat matches over the years, and I can confidently say that this one ranks right up there with some of the all-time best. Oh, clobbered by the steps.
That'll make you reassess some things.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business.
The steps connect. That hurt me just watching.
What's he got in mind?
Roman Reigns just too fast for him.
He doesn't want to do this outside the ring.
Oh,
Superman punch!
there is no toppling the Roman Empire tonight.
This is exactly what Roman Reigns needed.
All the momentum on the side of Reigns.
He's in trouble.
He's looking shaky. This could be the end.
Roman Reigns seems helpless. What a brutal beating we've seen dished out so far here tonight.
Oh boy, he is rolling. Boom!
Things are not looking very good right now. Going to have to find a way to regroup.
Dodges that one.
Bringing it back into the ring.
Breaking the out. Oh, whoa.
Come on.
That might have done it, Cole.
This might be it.
Oh, my.
Ooh, what an uppercut. One more look at it.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Point of the elbow, nailed it. Beautiful technique.
Nice leg pick.
Working on the leg.
He wants to do this in the ring. Suplex. Headbutt.
Vicious attack.
Here it comes.
Oh, he's got him on his heels and shows no signs of letting up.
Ooh, what impact. Going for the big one. Boom, what impact. Looking for gut punch. Nasty.
What an assault on Roman Reigns.
Look at this.
Yes! Unreal performance.